Today, we've got a seriously fascinating challenge. We're going to decode the exact statistical blueprint it takes to win the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. By cracking open the hard data from the 2017 tournament, the last time the Open was held at this iconic venue, we're going to figure out exactly what kind of golfer has the ultimate edge on this demanding links course.
Minus 12. Back in 2017, Jordan Spieth just dominated, capturing the Claret Jug with an unbelievable winning score of 12 under par. He finished a full 3 strokes clear of his nearest rival, Matt Kuchar. On a course famous for absolutely punishing mistakes, shooting 12 under is a staggering achievement.
So, seeing a number like that begs a pretty big question. What does it actually take to conquer Birkdale? We all casually assume we know what wins a links golf tournament, right? Usually it's driving accuracy, staying out of the rough, hitting fairways. But as we're about to see, the hard data at this specific course tells a completely different and honestly far more interesting story. And it's one that might actually make you feel a little better about missing the fairway on your own weekend rounds.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to cover the 2017 Birkdale champion, the magic of approach play, how saving par wins you the Claret Jug, dominating the par 4s, and finally, the ultimate Royal Birkdale blueprint.
Section 1. The 2017 Birkdale Champion, a statistical masterclass.
All right, so looking at Spieth's victory, he finished at minus 12, a total of 268 strokes, beating Matt Kuchar by 3. But here is the wild part. His driving accuracy was actually below the field average. Seriously, he won the Open Championship while missing more fairways than the average guy out there. But his elite iron play and short game, they more than made up for it.
Which brings us to Section 2, the magic of approach play, setting up success.
Because if there's one thing the data screams at us, it's that Royal Birkdale is, without a doubt, a second-shot golf course. It's all about greens in regulation, or GIR, meaning hitting the green with at least 2 strokes left to make par. Why is this so absolutely crucial here? Well, finding the green consistently means you aren't hacking out of Birkdale's brutal links rough or trying to escape those terrifying pot bunkers.
Now, what's really interesting is the massive gap in the numbers. Spieth hit almost 70% of his greens in regulation, 69.44% to be exact. The field average? Just 57.5%. That's a huge 12-point delta. While everyone else was scrambling for their lives, Spieth was relentlessly setting up birdie putts.
And it wasn't just a Spieth thing either. The strategy is totally validated by the rest of the leaderboard. 7 of the top 11 guys that week ranked inside the top 20 for greens in regulation. Heavy hitters like Alex Noren, Henrik Stenson, Rafa Cabrera-Bello, and Paul Casey completely relied on elite approach play. Basically, if your irons aren't dialed in, you're toast at Birkdale.
Moving on to Section 3, saving par, winning claret, the short game separator.
Because look, no matter how good your irons are, missed greens are going to happen in links golf. But check out these scrambling numbers, the ability to save par after missing the green. Spieth was operating at nearly 73%. The field average was barely 54%. That is an insane 19 percentage point difference. When he got into trouble, his short game just bailed him out time and time again.
And we see this pattern stamped all over the 2017 leaderboard. Spieth was 2nd in birdie or better percentage and 10th in putting average. But take a look at Alex Noren. He tied for 6th overall, largely because he led the entire field in scrambling with an absurd 81.82%. Guys like Kuchar, Ha-Tong Lee, and Rory McIlroy, they all paired above average putting with out-of-this-world scrambling. The takeaway here? You've got to convert the few birdie looks you get, and you absolutely must save par from awful spots.
Section 4. Dominating the par 4s, where championships are won. 56. Keep that number in your head for a second. Birkdale is a classic links layout featuring 14 par 4s per round. Over a 4-day tournament, that is 56 par 4s. That means nearly 2/3 of every shot you hit all week happens on these exact holes.
So the crucial point here is that consistent scoring on these par 4s is everything. Just think about the math. Spieth's par 4 scoring average was 3.94, so he was essentially playing them under par for the week. The field average? Way over par at 4.15. Consistently dodging bogeys on those 56 holes was the real engine behind Spieth pulling away from the pack.
And this actually brings us to the great red herring of Birkdale. Let's bust a massive myth right now. As the data tells us, elite tee to green play matters far more than simply hitting every fairway. Traditional logic tells you that you have to drive it perfectly straight to win a links tournament. But Birkdale? It just doesn't play that way.
The proof is right in the numbers.
Spieth only found the fairway about 43% of the time. That was worse than the field average. He ranked 59th in driving accuracy, yet he won the whole thing by 3 shots. How? Because precise approach shots and creative scrambling are exponentially more valuable here than a perfect drive. Guys like McIlroy and Koepka did the exact same thing, missed plenty of fairways, but stayed in contention with pure magic from the rough and around the greens.
Section 5. The Royal Birkdale Blueprint. Finding the next champion.
Let's move to how this builds our ultimate blueprint. Looking at the data from the 2017 top 20 finishers, a real Birkdale contender needs these exact traits. High strokes gained on approach. They've got to be elite at scrambling. They need a stellar putting average to lock in those birdies, total dominance on par 4s. And driving distance? Sure, it helps a bit, but driving accuracy is surprisingly less predictive here than at other open venues. Success is literally built from the fairway into the green, rather than just overpowering things off the tee.
So breaking down the player types, if we rank them, the 5-star fit ratings goes straight to elite iron players and scrambling specialists. This course completely rewards generating birdie ops via greens in regulation and scrambling to avoid bogeys. All-around tee to green players, also 5 stars. But check out the bombers down at the bottom with just 3 stars. Distance is nice, for sure, but precision and creativity, that's what actually decides the winner here.
So, we've cracked the statistical DNA of a champion. Elite irons, phenomenal scrambling, dominating par 4s, all while forgiving a wayward driver. The 2017 data makes it crystal clear. So I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought. Armed with this exact, rigorous blueprint, when you look at the field of professional golf right now, who truly fits the mold this year? Who's got the magic with their irons and wedges to conquer this legendary links? The blueprint is out there. Now we just wait and see who steps up to match it.